What's up, my fabulous lovable goodies? Welcome back to your girl channel and to our kitchen, how to cook, here with another recipe that you have requested, cause these buttery parmesan dinner rolls is coming at you for the holidays. Be sure that you have subscribed and turn on those post notifications so you will always be reminded whenever your girl upload recipes like this. You won't miss it, right? Because these dinner rolls are everything. They are spongy and they are moist and juicy on the inside. So let's get started.
You don't remember where you're coming from. You don't remember where you're coming from. You don't remember where you're coming from. Rastafari, why you turn your back on your brother when him need you? You don't remember the days and when him feed you. You know when no obligation but to owe him some respect. All you need to do is just give him wine to get turn your back.
Well, goody, it's 4 o'clock in the morning and your girl is up doing this voiceover. But you never hear that from me. So I'm going to jump right into the recipe. I'm going to take you through everything we're going to need to make this luscious dinner roll. Fast, easy, and simple, right? Now, of course, you're going to need some sugar for the recipe and you're going to need salt for sure. All the amount that I'm using for the recipe will be listed down in the description box, so check it out. You're also going to need yeast, and I'm using the fast active yeast. If you don't have that, just use whatever you have. You're also going to need butter, and I'm using 2 tablespoons of that to the mix, and 1 large egg. Right? If you don't have large egg, just use whatever you have, but make sure you have an egg at least. And milk, any milk of your choice. I'm using almond milk and flour. And once again, all the amount for the recipe will be listed down in your description box, so go ahead and check it out. And I'm using all-purpose flour for the recipe. Now, to get started, I went in and added my milk into a separate container. And after I did that, I poured my yeast in to that milk, and you can also use water to go there, but milk does magic to it. Then I added my sugar because yeast loves sugar, and I added my salt to it and my butter to kick everything off. And you want to go ahead and melt that 2 tablespoons of butter. You melt it and put it in the container there. Now I gave it a nice little whisk together to combine all the ingredients, and then pop it in the microwave. Let it sit for a few minutes, and then when it starts to curdle, when it cruddles like that, that's when you know your yeast is ready. Do not overheat it, you will kill the yeast. Now to that, I added the 1 egg into the mix and combine it together with the yeast, just like so, while it was still warm. And then I add it into the flour, like so. Alright? Very, very simple right there. And all you're going to do here is just give it a nice like a combination mix like so. And that is all you need to do thus far. Just like that. Now you need at least 10 minutes to really get into that dough, because the best dough you could ever do, even if you're making bread, you have to really give it a good kneading for at least 10 minutes until the texture of the dough becomes nice and soft. You do not want no air pockets into the dough, and you do not want no lumps from the flour. So you want to make sure that you in fact knead it thoroughly for at least 10 minutes. It's very important to do that so you could have the perfect texture for your dinner rolls, and you should be good to go, just like I'm doing here. until the dough looks pretty much like that. You could feel the texture in the palm of your hand, right? Now what you want to do here is go ahead and grease the container. I'm using the same container I used to make the dough in earlier. I just went ahead and added some oil to the container, and then I added some oil in the palm of my hand. I used extra virgin olive oil, and you'll see why I did that. I'm going to soften and moisten that dough to give it place and space to rise without issues. We don't want it to cling on to anywhere. We want it to be able to rise freely, because we want this dough to even become 2 times the size right there. We need it to rise. We need the perfect dinner rolls, right? So this is how I do mine. Everybody have them different ways of them do it, but this seems to work pretty fine for me. Okay. Now all I did was cover it up and left it unbuttered. Went back within about an hour and a half, and it rise perfectly. As you can see, it rise up perfect the way that I want it to rise. It was perfect. Now all you're going to do here is get that ear pocket from the middle. See, that's the perfect dough, honey, the perfect dough. So you want to go ahead and remove it from the container, right? And sprinkle a little bit of flour just to loosen it up a little bit, so it not stick on all them things, just in case it stick, right? And just give it a good knead again. I usually knead my own again for about 5 minutes. That's all I need, because I already needed daylight saving time outside earlier, 10 minutes, right? So we'll just do this for 5 minutes. A nice little kneading for extra 5 minutes. If you want to do yours longer, go ahead and do yours longer, but the girl only did 5 more minutes, honey. 5 more minutes. That's all I needed. Yep, there you go. So I made my little circle again, like that, smoothed up so I could feel that love in the palm of my hand. And then I went in with my pizza cutter. And honey, your girl is whole school. I didn't go in with that measure. You're going to see how I do my dinner rolls, because at the end of the day, my dinner rolls is all going into one place, honey. But I did do 8 dinner rolls. You can make smaller ones, but all I wanted was 8 dinner roll. So what I usually do when I'm making my dinner rolls, just to kind of get the size of the dinner rolls perfect, I always use my measuring cup depending on my mood. But I did use my 1 1/3 cup of my measuring cup, 1 1/3, and that's what I use to measure up for these specific dinner roll right here. So at least I can get the right size for all of them, if that makes any sense, right? So as you can see here, I'm doing the same method that I do, just kind of play around with the dough, get it in a nice little circle, becomes one with the dough, and bam, I have my dinner roll all shaped up and ready to go. Set it in my baking container, and all my dinner rolls is ready. I got my 8 dinner rolls, what I wanted, not more, and cover it up and leave it unbuttered and make it rise up a little bit. Now while I had that going on, chilling out, I went back in with 1 egg, because I'm gonna use this to brush up my dinner roll them, so I can have that nice little golden crisp shiny color on top of my dinner rolls, right? After it raise up again the way I want it, go in and splash my egg on top of that, so that way when it bakes, it's pretty, right? Even though it's going to one place, I still want it to go down looking pretty. So make sure that you get that bad boy really, really good, and you're going to put this in a preheated oven only, and it does not take very long to bake. And once again, all the amount and time and everything will be listed down in your description box. Now, while that was almost done, I went in with my 2 tablespoons of butter, add a little bit of dried parsley to that, and then I went in for my grated topping Parmesan cheese, and boy is that thing good. I sprinkled that nice little handful, well, not a handful, maybe about 2 or 3 tablespoons of that thing in there. Put it in my microwave, melt it up, and bam, it was ready like Freddy. Yeah, that's all me do. That's all me do good. All me do. The things smell all good too. Now with my dinner rolls all baked up and my entire house smells so good, while everything was still hot, twice the fun, I just went in and dabbled that good melted butter all over my dinner roll. And let me tell you, this thing was smelling oh so good. It was the smell of this thing could warm up a whole room. The thing was smelling so good. And it was so moist and it was so soft and it was ready to impress. Yes, it was. These dinner rolls are easy to make. They're also fun to make. And not just that, they're nice and spongy. It's just so super spongy. And the inside of these dinner rolls, you could just, it is so good. You have to give this recipe a try. Yes, goodie, give it a try. It's just in time for the holiday. Look at that. That it does sponginess to get no better than that, right? Now, I hope you enjoyed this requested recipe. Give it a big thumbs up, share the love with friends and family, spread the news and bring them come, send them come goodie. Tell them what going on over here. Now, tell me what you like to have me cooking next in my kitchen. And remember, as always, from my kitchen to your kitchen. Enjoy!